In this tutorial, we'll learn how to make this easy but beautiful cowl effect sleeve blouse. To sew this tie, the first thing you need is to draft out your basic pattern. You need your basic pattern for the front and for the back. So that is the line I drew just now is my shoulder line, and I will measure from that shoulder line to the length of the top. This is actually a crop top, so it depends on how long you want it to be. I decided to use 20, but if you want it shorter, then you can reduce it. So 20 is what I just measured. The 20 includes the hem allowance and the fold at the lower part, because I'll put elastic at that part. So that is the end of the blouse. Now the next thing is to work on my shoulder. So I'll measure 3 inches first, and from the 3 inches I'll measure 5 inches. From this 5 inches I'll come down by 1.5 inches. Then I will draw my shoulder slant. The next thing is to put my back divided by 2. My back is 16, so I divided by 2, which is 8. And now from there, that will help me to draw my armhole line. The next thing is to put my armhole depth, which is 8. Then from there, I'll divide my bust by 4. I'll divide my bust by 4, and I will add ½ inch for ease, and that is all I will add. Now, because I want to put elastic at the lower part, the same measurement I use for my bust is what I will use at this part, and I will add ½ inch for the ease. I will join it and I will cut out the pattern, and this same pattern I will use it to cut the back. The only difference is I will add zipper allowance to the back. I will add zipper allowance to the back. That is if you want yours to have zip. But if you don't want it to have a zipper, then for like this one I'm sewing, I won't put a zipper. All I'll just put is the elastic at the lower part, and it's because I'm not putting a zipper, that is why I used my bust measurements as my waist measurements. But if you are putting a zipper and you want it firm at that place, then you can use your waist measurements at the lower part or your hip measurement, depending on the length of the blouse. So I'll cut it out and I'll use it to cut the back now. I'll come back to show you the next step. Now I already input the neck line that I want. You can use whatever neckline you want. It can be a boat neck, it can be round neck, it can be V-neck. Just do whatever you want. And if you are putting elastic and not without zipper, the way I'm doing, then make sure your neckline is wide enough to accommodate your head. So that is the zipper allowance, that's the back, and I will cut the neckline also for the front. However, because I am using an elastic, I just need ½ inch, just ½ inch for my back seam. That is where I would have the joining. So that is I'm cutting off the zipper allowance. But if you want zipper, you can add zipper to it. You don't necessarily have to do it the way I'm doing mine. So I will cut the neckline for the front as well. Next thing is to pick another pattern paper and to place the front and the back on it. And you see the way I'm placing it, they will touch each other at their edge like that. That is where they will touch. So it's more like a 90-degree at that point. I realized my new pattern paper is not wide enough, so I decided to add to it. I've done that, so I'll just place it. I hope you can see it. Sorry, I should have used another color over paper, but this is what I have at the time I was filming the video. So just watch what I am doing. I will attach the pattern paper on it now. I'll use a glue to glue it so that it won't move, and I'll show you what to do. Alright, the next thing I'll do is to mark the lower part of the dress. You see, that is that part I just marked. That's the lower part of the dress. Now I'll connect the shoulder of the front to the shoulder of the back, and that is the part that will give me the cowl effect. That is the part that will give me the cowl effect. I'm just trying to mark since it is white and you might not see it properly, so that's why I'm trying to mark out the area where the pattern is. That is the front and the back pattern. So I will join from that edge to the edge of the back shoulder. Yes, that is basically what we have. The next thing is to cut it out and use it to cut our fabric. So the same edge as it is in the front, that's the same thing at the back. I didn't know that my camera didn't cover the back edge as also. So but the way it is for the front, that's the same way. I just drew that straight line to touch the shoulder edge of the back. So the next thing is to just cut it out, and I will use it to cut our fabric. This is the center front, that is the back, center back. That is the line, the down part. That is the sleeve side that will have the curl effect. I already placed my pattern on the fabric. I folded the fabric into two. The back, the part I'm cutting right now is the M line, that is the lower part of this blouse, this top. And I'm cutting the center back. It's the center back that has opening. The center back has opening, but the center front is on fold. You see the center front, it's on fold. So the way I placed it in a way that the front is on fold. Like I explained before earlier, that the only part that we join is the center back. So if you are putting zipper, that is where you put your zipper. If you are not putting zipper, you just join it. That's all. So I'm done cutting. You see my center back, you see my front, just removing the pin, and this is it. Let me try to fold it so that you understand. That's the front, and so basically this is how it will look like. That is where we join the center back, and I will join the shoulder, join the front shoulder with the back shoulder on the right and on the left. That's the sleeve part that has that cowl effect. Then the neckline, you tape the neckline if you want, or you had facing, whatever you want to do. I will personally add elastic to the lower part to make it firm, and that is it. It's actually so easy and beautiful top. Okay, this is it. You see the neckline, you see the shoulder, you see the opened part where your sleeve is. That is where the hem will come out from. You see the other side. And this is the lower part where I'll add my elastic band. It's actually easy and simple. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. If this content is the type you like, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and drop your comments. I'll see you in my next tutorial. So this is the finished product